Hi, everyone. Oh, actually, no, we're not. Okay. Hi. Hold on. Yay, we're live. Sweet. All right, so now I just get to share the link. Let's see. This is boring and not very good television, but we'll soldier through. I'm going to do this. Oh, hello, viewer. Please say something in the comments. Comment. Wait, what was it? Oh. Who's watching right now? I'm very curious. I'm just going to, oops. All right. Okay, so we have started. Oh, no, I spelled that wrong. Whoops. But yeah, whoever is viewing right now, please comment. Tell me. Do I see that? All right, one watching now. No messages. Yeah, whoever's watching, please comment. Hold on. See, hi. Hi, less than 3. Hello. Hi, Elaine. How's it going? So we are getting started. This is going to be my live character creation. I'm going to wait till a few more people are watching. We've got 2 right now. I'm just going to wait for the numbers to jump up. Let's see. Yes, we got 2 right now. I want to wait until we have, I'd say, 4. And then we're going to get started. That sound good, folks? I think 4 is just a good number to have, so, people, it's not dominated too much by 1 or 2 people. I'm going to invite a few folks on Facebook, just to make sure that they see the dealio. I'm going to plug my headphones into my computer, so my Facebook does not make too much noise and bother people. There we go. Send that out. And Elaine, while we're I guess so. I hope so too. I absolutely hope so. Because once we get up to 4 viewers, I'm gonna start the whole process. It just seems fair. Otherwise, if it's just 2, it's gonna be dominated by just 1 or 2 folks. I'm just gonna send this out, remind a few people what's going on. Sending that out. Let's see, anyone else? I'm gonna send that one out. There we go. Alright, got a little reaction there. I think we'll send one more. Alright. And then I am just gonna... Alright, so we've got Elaine watching. Who else is watching right now? Or is it counting me? No, it wouldn't count me, because when I tested earlier, it didn't count me. So I'm curious who else is watching right now. We've got Elaine and one other person. Actually, it'll be fun. The other person may not be in a position to comment, of course. So if that's the case, for whatever reason, that's fine. We still love you, baby. Alright, so I just sent out a bunch of invites. Actually, can I do check something real quick? Let's see. No, that's not really helpful. Okay. Ooh, I'm just looking at myself. There's a delay. It's a pretty long delay, actually. Oh, yeah, so you would adjust, yeah. I just did the clucky thing. It's a long delay. Long delay. Ain't that something? All right. Well, you know what? screw it. We're going to pick people up as we go. I know I want to wait for 4 people, but I'm getting bored and this is becoming bad television. So we're going to start now. So yeah, I'm going to explain the whole thing. Hopefully we'll pick up a few more folks as we go. So here's what we're doing today. I am crowdsourcing my next RPG character. Well, more specifically, my next World of Darkness RPG character. I am currently in a weekly World of Darkness game. I'm actually running it right now, but usually I'm just a player. The usual GM wants some time off, so he's playing in it, and I'm running it, and he's going to go back to running it in a couple weeks. And I already have a character in it, but, my friends, at some point in the future, I am sure I will be in a position where I'm going to need a new starting character, either in this weekly World of Darkness game or another one. The usual GM has talked about how he does at some point want to, sort of start over with new characters. At some point in the future, he wants to do that. So I think I'm going to be a little preemptive about that, and I'm going to create my next World of Darkness character, whoever that may be, right now. And I'm going to let my friends and fans on the internet help me with that. I also realize I can share this to Twitter. I'm going to do that. Hold on. Twitter. Doing Twitter. I'm going to share this to Twitter. I should have shared this to Twitter a while ago, because I have a Twitter, and I actually have a few semi-famous people who follow me on Twitter. I don't know why. They just do. There's one Hollywood actor who follows me on Twitter. And, all right, it's being slow. There we go. So I'm going to share this on Twitter. Oh, hold on. Oh, sorry. I'm sharing on Twitter, and then I will keep going with the whole game. All right, so share it to Twitter. There we go. So, the way this is going to work is I am going to create a starting character, not really starting level, because levels aren't really a thing in World of Darkness. It's a purely point-based system. But, starting level conveys the point that I am trying to get across. I'm going to create a starting level World of Darkness character, and I'm going to let the viewers decide the character for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the character creation process step by step, and I am going to ask a series of questions, at each step, like, oh, what should I do here? And I'm going to let my audience decide for me. And the way it is going to work, hold on a second. The way it's going to work is I'm going to ask a question, and I'm going to let you folks type in your answers. And the first answer I see is the one I'm going to go with. Now, a few rules here. Now, people watching may have varying degrees of familiarity with the role-playing game World of Darkness. It's classic World of Darkness, by the way. We're going with not any of that new WoD stuff, which is called Chronicles of Darkness now, so it doesn't even count as World of Darkness. Hold on a second, I gotta send this one especially. That's someone who's really gotta be watching right now, if they aren't already. So yeah, the way it's going to work is, hold on, I just need to send them the thing. So the rules are, you cannot start typing in your answer until you've heard me said, now present me with your answer. The reason being that, various people watching could have various degrees of familiarity with the World of Darkness. So as I'm listing off the options that they have available, they could already, if they really know the game well, they could already oh, I already have an idea before he even finishes listing the options. No. And that's just going to give people who know the game really well an unfair advantage, in my opinion. So I will list. So for each step of the process, I'm going to tell you guys what you need to know, and then I am going to, and then you cannot start typing in your answer until I have said, the video lagged. No. Sorry. Let me just check my live dashboard. All right, well, it seems to be going from right now. Let me watch for a second. All right, it seems to be, I don't really know how this works. This is like my second live video ever. The first one was just a test. So I have no idea how to fix lag. Is it lagging still? Has it ceased lagging? Let me know. I don't know. I don't know for science. I'm not a science-tician. All right, it seems to be okay, because I'm looking at the stream. So we're going to proceed forward now. Oh, wait. It froze up a little bit, but now it's going again. We're going to proceed forward. Please comment if there's any more problems that you think I should. Oh, a little bit of... Oh, hey, okay, so there's the... All right, there we go. Okay. I don't know how to fix it. I literally... It's stopped somehow? All right, now it's back. Hold on. All right, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to try and fix this. I apologize, people. I literally don't know how to do this. Hi, Boz. How's it going? All right. Peter's coming. That's awesome. Well, since Peter's on his way, I am going to take the time to try and figure out... Oh, I really don't know how to fix this. So I'm just going to go forward, and we'll just have to live with any technical issues. So just to refrain, I'm going to ask a series of questions about character creation. I'm going to give you all your... there's some lag issues, Boz. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it'll be fine. There were some lag issues, and I'm a little neurotic about having everything be perfect, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, like I was saying, so I'm going to ask a series of questions about character creation. I'm going to give you all the options available to you, and then when I'm done giving the options, I will say to you, now present me with your answers. Then and only when I have said present me with your answers, that is when you can start typing your answers. Because like I said, some folks know the game better than others. They can start thinking of answers ahead of time based on the context I'm going with. So here's the first question, folks. What player race? There are 5 basic player races that I will allow y'all to choose from. In the World of Darkness, and you guys get to pick right now which species of supernatural creature I'm going to play as. Will it be a vampire, a werewolf, a wizard, a ghost, or a fairy? Want to reiterate, your options are a vampire, a werewolf, a wizard, a ghost, or a fairy. Please, viewers, present me with your answer. Ghost. We're going with Ghost. All right, Boz was the first one to answer, and so we are going to go with Ghost. And I've actually never made a Ghost character before. Well, I have made them for, games, but okay. So we're going with a Ghost character. Sounds great. So I'm going to pull up a character sheet. I'm going to show y'all what the Ghost character sheet looks like. Also, if anyone wants to suggest a better system than just first one I see, please do so. This is just the only one I can really think of that's easy to manage. But yeah, so this is what the Ghost character sheet looks like. I'm going to download it into a PDF. That way, I can edit it and save it onto my computer. Let's see. Crowdsourced WAD. Oh. All right, so we are saving that as crowdsourced WAD character Wraith. Save downloads. Okay, and then we're gonna... Most votes wins? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Trying to think of a good way to tally that in the chat system we have right now. Okay. All right, yeah, so then let's go with that. Yeah, then let's do that. Let's change that to most vote wins. I think that's a better way to do it. I think that's a more fair way to do it. So the way we're gonna do it is so your choices are gonna be numbered. Yeah, so your choices are gonna be numbered through however many choices you have, and you can vote you can vote for more than one thing. All right, so here's how we're gonna do it then. Here's how we're gonna do it. I'm going to number your choices. You type the number of the choice you want to vote for it. You can vote for more than one thing if you want, and we'll just tally up what gets the most votes. Does that seem good to you guys? Does that seem a good way to do it? Or, you know what, no, let's not even make it numbering. That's too that could get confusing. Yeah, I think most votes wins is how we're going to do it. And yeah, so just type the ones that you want in your answer. You can vote for more than one if you want. Is that fair to you guys? I'm going to leave it up to the audience whether they want to do the voting method or they want to do the I pick the first one I see method. It's up to you guys. Leave that up to you guys right now, and we'll decide in a second. Sound good? Mostly everyone's voted for something different, so most votes wins isn't really working for us right now. Let's see. That's also true. That's actually a very good point. Yeah, lag. That's actually a very good point. All right. So just list the ones that you want. Yes, you are absolutely right. I didn't think about that, but lag is a reason why first one I see is not a great option. Yes, so whenever I give an option, just list the choices that you want, and then once we gotten answers from everybody, okay, then yes, we're going to go with that. So we've got 2 for mage and 2 for fairy so far in the voting system. All right? And then 1 for ghost and 1 for wolf. All right, so that's how we're going to do it. Okay, fairy. So far, fairy's in the lead. I'm going to wait for Elaine and whoever else is watching to cast their vote. And then... So I'm just adding the changed rules to the event page. All right. Well, it seems that everybody who's watching has voted, watching at the moment, and it looks like Fairy has won. Fairy seems to have the most votes. Fairy has 3, Mage and Ghost both have 2, and Werewolf has 1. All right, so that's what we're going with. Fairy. Awesome. This is a better system, folks. We've solved the problems of the world. Democracy has won! Hooray! All right, so we're going to do a fairy sheet. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's loading. There we go. Wait, no, that's not the one I wanted. Shoot. Yeah, that was the winter one. Okay. Yes, you are. Genius. So this is what the fairy sheet looks like. It's called Changeling. It's great. So we're going to download that. We're going to call it Crowdsource RPG Fae when I save it. And then we're just going to open that up as a PDF. All right. This is not Genius the Transgression. That, for those who don't know, is a fan-made World of Darkness game. It's a new World of Darkness. I've never looked at it that much, mostly because I think that you have Mage. You can do Mad Scientist and Mage. But that's just me, personally. +1. Awesome. So, here's the Changeling character sheet. We're going with Changeling. All right. So, the next big choice we do is simple binary choice. We have to pick the court. For those who don't know, a Changeling's court is, it's a little hard to describe. They're kind of like religions, ethnic groups, political factions. There are 2 courts. They are the Seelie Court. It is sort of metaphysically associated with the summer and with renewal and order and tradition and sort of wholesomeness. And the Unseelie Court, which was associated with winter and decay and rebelliousness and cynicism and being a gothy weirdo. It's basically, lawful aligned goths and chaotic aligned preps. And so these are the 2 options we have for court. So please, Seelie Court or Unseelie Court. lawful summer preppies or chaotic winter goths? Please, chat, present me with your answer. This is what they look like. There's also a Shadow Court, but we're not going to go there today. Okay, 1 for Unseelie. 2 for Unseelie. Three for Unseelie. There's 5 in the chat right now, so Seelie couldn't win. Mathematically. Could not. So, Unseelie wins. I am a member of the Unseelie Court. Next choice are the characters' legacies. The way your legacy works, it's so there's a mechanic in World of Darkness called nature and demeanor. Your nature is your core personality trait. Your demeanor is how you present yourself to the world. Legacies for changelings are like that, but they're called something different because your court affiliation influences your legacies, and if you change courts, which can happen, your legacies will invert. So if you are an Unseelie, this character is, then their Unseelie legacy will be their most obvious, pronounced, outward personality traits, and their Seelie legacy will be sort of their more subtle, under the surface, subconscious traits. So first, we're going to pick our character's Unseelie legacy. There's a large list of options. I'm actually going to pull out a PDF of the Changeling book, core rule book, for me to look at, because I don't remember what all of the legacies do. They're mechanical. The legacies have a mechanical aspect to them. If you role play your legacy there's a mechanic called willpower, and if you role play your legacy very well, willpower is a pool of points you can spend, and if you role play your legacy well, that pool regenerates. Let's see. Here we go. Gonna pull up. Let's see, a PDF of the Changeling book. All right, then we're gonna look at the legacies. I'm gonna pull it over here so you won't get in your view of the character sheet, and I can just reference it real quick. Okay, I wish I had a physical book. I got physical books for a lot of other World of Darkness stuff. I got physical books for Mage and Werewolf, and I just got a vampire book today. It was my birthday present. Tomorrow's my birthday, but I asked my dad to give me my present early because I wanted it, and he did. So I'm going to look for the legacies. Where are they? And then I will, just so I can reference them quick and easy. Wait, what's the... Oh, that's a holiday. That's a Changeling holiday. Okay, now it goes down past here. This is me looking through a PDF. It is wonderful. It is thrilling television. There we go. Here are the legacies. So let's start with the Unseelie legacies. So let's see how many... We have lots of Unseelie legacy options. Oh, that's actually a very long list. So you're going to have a lot of choices. I'll remind you a few times before we go. So the Unseelie legacies, the first choice is Beast. A beast seeks to conquer all who opposes them, destroying them if possible. You're angry and you fight a lot. To regenerate willpower, it's whenever you remove significant opposition to your goals, you gain willpower. So when you get problems out of your way. Next option is Fatalist. Wait. Yes. Oh, there's this list a little bit longer than the list that I have in my book. We're just going to go with the book stuff. So, because it's what I have on me. I do have the other book that has the other legacies in it, but I don't want to have too many tabs open right now, so we're just going to go with the stuff in the book. So, forget Boggle, forget Serenic, forget Craven, forget Churl. The next one we're focusing on is Fatalist. Basically, you're Eeyore. You're like, well, everything's gonna go wrong now. Fool is you're a trickster, you play pranks on people. Grotesque is that you love just like disturbing people, making them uncomfortable. A knave is sort of like a con artist, basically. An outlaw is someone who's like, I'm going to break every rule I see, and I'm going to take advantage of the system, man. A Pandora is someone who basically just like stirs the pot, causes trouble habitually. A Peacock is someone who's like, I'm the smartest, I'm the hottest. I got to prove that I'm the smartest and the hottest because I'm great. A Riddler is someone who likes to, sort of trick people and fool people and, confuse people. A rogue is someone who is just, who's sort of like is one with nature and like is sort of wild and primal. And a wretch is someone with low self-esteem. So to recap, your options now are Beast, Fatalist, Fool, grotesque, knave, outlaw, Pandora, peacock, Riddler. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a two. One of them is rake, greedy, and ringleader. You got to be in charge. So I'm going to start from the top. Your options for Unseelie Legacy are Beast, gotta fight everything. Fatalist, everything sucks. Fool, everything's a joke. Grotesque, bother people. You've got to be pessimistic to be Fatalist. You could probably be cheery about it, but basically gotta be like, oh, we're all gonna die. You know, that's kind of how Fatalist works. So it's Beast, you gotta fight everything. Fatalist, you're pessimistic. Fool, everything's a joke. Grotesque, you gotta make everyone uncomfortable. Knave, you gotta just sort of, like con people. Outlaw, hey man, fucking, you can't tell me what to do, you're not my dad. Pandora, start shit. Peacock, prove you're the hottest and coolest. Rake, greedy as fuck. Riddler, you just confuse people, mess with people. Ringleader, I'm fucking in charge, bro. Rogue, just sort of, I'm just gonna steal shit, man, and con people. Savage, you're basically a primal, and wretch, low self-esteem. Those are your options. So please, chat, present me with your answer. Someone votes rake. We got one for rake. Got one for grotesque and one for outlaw. One for Pandora. No one's in the lead yet. One for grotesque, Pandora, or wretch. So grotesque and Pandora are tied for the lead. And wretch is now tied with them for the lead. All right, so it seems that grotesque, Pandora, and wretch are tied for the lead. So it is now a runoff between grotesque, Pandora, and wretch. Grotesque Pandora and wretch. Grotesque Pandora and wretch. It's a runoff between those three. Grotesque Pandora and wretch. All right, Pandora is currently in the lead between the three. Oh, grotesque has caught up. Wretch has caught up. Boz, you're the tiebreaker. William, you must break the tie. All our hopes lie with you, William. All our hopes. Oh, wretch. Wretch wins. We're going with wretch. I don't know why I just went to Facebook. Oh, because I want to check it. So my character's Unseelie Legacy is wretch. All right, now we got to go with Seelie Legacy. It's more, because every changeling is a little bit, even though they're two courts, every Seelie is a little bit Unseelie, and every Unseelie is a little bit Seelie. So, we're going to pick our Seelie Legacy. It's a little bit of summer in me. I don't like it. It's hidden, it's deep down, it's subtle, but it's in there. So again, we're not going to do all the ones in the PDF. We're just going to do the ones that are in the book, because I don't want to have it be too long. So your options for Seelie Legacies. Again, this is a more subtle personality trait, sort of beneath the surface, and kind of just peeks its head out every now and then. So it's, first one is Bumpkin. Solid, practical. You approach to every problem with common sense and pragmatism. You're like a hobbit or Chief O'Brien. Next one is Courtier. You're a social butterfly. You're witty and charming. You're always trying to sort of schmooze and network. Crafter. You improve on things. You have an urge to improve on things. You got to fix problems. You got to create something, whether it's physical or like a system. You got to build stuff and fix stuff. Dandy. You're a social climber. Oh, hey, listen, you guys, it's also sort of networky, but I think the vibe, the difference between Courtier and Dandy is Courtier is a little bit more selfless, a little more like, hey, I just want to, work with these people because we're in a community, whereas Dandy's like, hey, I want to be important and be at the top. Hermit, you're a traveler. You're an eccentric. You prefer to be alone. You prefer to travel and see the world. Orchid, you are pampered and a little spoiled and a little sheltered. Paladin, you gotta be the very best, like no one ever was. Panderer is you bend over backwards to make other people happy. Regent, you are very regal and monarch-like. Sage, you are an advisor and a teacher. Saint, you are very just like selfless and holy. Squire, you always want to be the sidekick, the number 2 guy. Troubadour, you're optimistic and cheery and all artsy and idealistic. And Wayfarer, you got a wanderlust, man. It's all about that wanderlust. So I'm going to recap one more time before you guys can answer. So again, it is Bumpkin. You are pragmatic country folk. Courtier, you just love just talking to people and socializing. Crafter, build stuff, make stuff, fix stuff. Dandy, always a social climber. Hermit, you're just a weird loner. Orchid, you're a sheltered, spoiled person. Paladin, gotta be the very best like no one ever was. Panderer, you just kind of want to make everyone happy even if it's against your own good interest. Regent, you are all kingly and noble. Sage, you are an advisor and a teacher. Saint, you're just all holy and selfless. Squire, you're always the number 2. And Troubadour, you're all super idealistic and cheery. And Wayfarer, wanderlust. I present the question. So right now, so far, we got a for Paladin, got one for Dandy. Also, I just realized now that we're doing the voting, you guys can actually vote as I'm reading things off, because we're not competing against stream speed now. So yeah, actually, okay. Okay, so we got Paladin, Dandy, Squire, Courtier, Orchid, and then Yellow Polar Tree will be our tiebreaker. So our 5 options right now are Paladin, Dandy, Courtier, Orchid, and Squire. Yellow Poplar Tree, please break our tie. Yeah, I will say the legacies are probably the most... After the legacies, there's one more choice that's got a lot of options, but after that, they're all going to be much more binary than that. Not binary, they're going to be much shorter lists. So, Yellow Poplar Tree, please break our tie. I'm going to go back to my face for a second, because it's so handsome. Got a beard. Looks rather nice on me. Orchid? We're doing Orchid. Okay, so our Unseelie Changeling is, I'm going to flip back, is sheltered, spoiled kid who, is super self-loathing. Oh, wow, that's going to be fun to roleplay. Okay, so next is a 3-point choice, so it'll be much easier. Pick our seeming. Basically, changelings are born human, and then their fairy self awakens at a certain point in their life. Your seeming is how old you were when your fairy self awakened. A childling was 12 years old or younger. A grump was 30 years old and over, and a wilder is anyone between those ages, so teenager, young adult. So is my character starting out a little kid, a grown-up, or a teenager, young adult? Please choose. Choices. I'll just so you know, the mechanical differences are childlings have high mana, low willpower. Grumps have low mana, high willpower, and wilders are kind of in between. So we got 1 for Grump, 1 for Wilder, 2 for Grump. All right, waiting for one more vote, unless you wish to abstain, in which case we'll move on, but waiting for one more vote. So far, it's 2 for Grump and 1 for Wilder. This could technically be a tie if Peter votes twice, but that would be rather rude, I think. Well, seeing as it is 2 against 1, and I mean, I think we can safely say that we're gonna go with Grump. Okay. Mostly because I want to, not have this take forever. All right, so Grump it is. My character's seeming is Grump. That's going to be fun. All right, so the next big choice we're going to have right now is... all right, cool. Yes, thank you, Peter. Peter can do what he wants. All right, so next is Kith. Kith is sort of like character class. It is the subspecies of fairy that my character belongs to. There are a bunch of choices. I'm just going to go over them real quick. Boggins are hobbits. These guys are leprechauns. These guys are Russian hobbits. These guys are genies. These guys are ents. Don't remember what these guys are, so fuck them. Don't remember what these guys are, so fuck them. These guys are mermaids. I don't give a shit. Alright, so Boggins, they're hobbits. These guys are leprechauns. The Movier, Russian hobbits. Eshu, they're genies. Gileadu are ents. Skipping these guys. Merfolk are mermaids. Skipping this guy. Knockers, they craft stuff magically. They're kind of like dwarves, but like spindly and grumpier. Skipping the Oba. Piskies are like small, little, winged guys. Puka are clowns that turn to animals. Redcap are big, scary monsters that like drink blood and eat people. River hags are just sort of like aquatic versions of redcaps. Satyrs are goatmen. Selkies are like seal people. The She, it's pronounced the She, are like the high elves. The Slua are like sort of the spoopy gothic elves, and the trolls are trolls. So far, we have 1 vote for Ent, 1 vote for the Gileadu. To recap, in case anyone didn't hear it, the Boggins are basically hobbits. The Clurishan are leprechauns. The Movier are Russian hobbits. The Eshu are genies. The Gileadu are basically ents. The merfolk are mermaids. Knockers are sort of like they craft enchanted items. Piskies are tiny and spry and fast. Puka are clowns who turn to animals. Redcaps are angry monster men who eat everything. River hags are aquatic redcaps. Satyrs are goatmen. Selkies are like seal people. The She are high elves. Slua are gothy as fuck, and trolls are trolls. Alright, so we got 1 for Ent, 1 for Slua, and 1 for Satyr. Okay. I'm gonna wait for Elaine to cast her vote. We also got a 6th voter right now. 6th viewer, if you wanna make your presence known by voting right now, that would be swell. We're gonna give it a minute. Elaine has not cast her vote yet, and we have a 6th viewer. They could vote if they so chose. They could also abstain if they so chose. It's up to them. They can do what they want. I value their agency. The notion of, my inclination to say it's a free country, but, that's a complicated issue. But I do value their agency. You don't have to. Redcap, Selkie, or Slua. All right, well, Slua, of all of them, he's had the most votes, so my character is a Slua. Excellent. All right, House does not apply, because that only applies to the She, the high elves. So now we're getting into my character's stats. Okay. So, the way it works is very simple. The attributes are your basic physical and mental abilities. They're not skills, they're just kind of what your body and brain do. There are 3 categories of attributes: physical, social, and mental. We have to pick which one of these 3 categories is my character's primary set of attributes. So, physical, which will be my primary? Physical, social, or mental? Let me get some water. Also, an unseelie Slua is just a double goth. All right, I got 1 for mental. The Slua are basically, they live underground. They have super flexible. They always talk in whispers. They're basically information brokers, and they're all sort of like, we are the Slua. We live underground and we're spooky, and we have like black eyes and gross. All right, we got 2 for social. 2 for social. All right, Boz, do you care to vote? It's up to you. Again, I value your agency. I'm going to check Facebook real quick while this is going on. Whoa. That's lovely. Okay. All right. If Boz does not go soon, I am probably... All right. Ooh, it's a tie. Well, physical's out. So we're going to have a runoff between social and mental. Physical's out. We're having a runoff between social and mental. Oh, because I wanted to check my messages. That's it. No particular reason other than I want to check my messages. So, runoff between social and mental. Which will it be, my friends and fans? We're doing a runoff, so everyone vote again, everyone vote again, basically. Although it was a pretty even split, that is actually a little awkward. All right, you changed to social? All right, if no one else changes, we're going social. Excellent. Awesome. So, we're going social. So, now we got to pick which... So there are 3 social stats. Charisma, which is how charming and nice you are. Manipulation, which is how manipulative you are. And appearance, which is how... Either how pretty you are or just how sort of striking your appearance is. Like, you don't have to be good looking to have high appearance, but you're like someone who everyone's sort of like, dang, that person looks interesting. So, which of these 3 do we put the most points into? Charisma, manipulation, or appearance? Which one's going to be the top of these 3 stats? First, by the way, for simplicity's sake, I am taking away a little bit of choice from you guys, because basically, once we get into primary, secondary, and tertiary attributes, there's going to be a very basic way the stats are going to break down, because that's easier than arguing about, because point configuration, is not a binary choice. So, it's, so basically, I'm just going to put, so I've decided how many points the top skill is going to top ability is going to have, how many points the second one's going to have, so on and so forth. All right, so we got 2 for charisma. All right, waiting on votes, seeing if everyone else has anything else to say. I'm checking Facebook again because I feel like it. I want to see my messages. So far, 2 for charisma. Next vote could break this whole thing apart or not. All right, well, this vote is taking a minute, so I'm going to say, I'm going to give another 30 seconds, and then if there's no one else votes in those 30 seconds, we're just going to go with charisma. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, see you in a second. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Well, actually, if there were one voter down, there's really no way that tie can be broken. So, not tie, but no one can be decided with. It wouldn't change. We're going to go with charisma. So, charisma is getting. 4. I'm not going to look at it through the thing. That's stupid. 4 dots. Awesome. All right. So the next question is between manipulation and appearance, which one will have more points? Manipulation or appearance? I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun? I'm enjoying this a lot. Okay, manipulation. I'm going to count that vote for the second round for stats, because that seems fair. So, let's see. All right. Okay, got 1 for manipulation, 1 for appearance. Oh, yeah. I guess you haven't. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet of you to say. Thank you so much. So, Clark, please vote between 2 RPG stats. Which should have more points, manipulation or appearance? right. So far, okay. Yeah, so I am open sourcing. So Clark, I am open sourcing character creation. I'm making an RPG. Up to this point, my character belongs to the Unseelie Court, so he's got. Well, I don't know what the gender we're gonna pick last. What's sort of vibe right now is self-loathing, sheltered, rich kid, elderly goth. And right now they're choosing between which should be the higher stats, manipulation or appearance. So far, I have 2 votes for manipulation and 1 point for appearance, and 1 vote for appearance. While we're waiting, I'm going to tell you guys a joke. Did you guys hear about the famous Italian chef who died? He passed away. There's no. We can only mourn. I ruined that joke. He passed away. It's supposed to be we can only mourn, but I kept saying we can only, because I'm awful at this. Anyway, so right now we got 2 manipulation, 1 appearance. If I don't get another vote in the next couple seconds, I'm going to give it to manipulation. Reading this book, Confederacy Dunces. It's a really good book. Enjoyed it a lot. Very funny. Okay, so I'm not seeing any new votes. So if oh no, we're picking which of the 2 stats is going to be higher. I'll allocate a certain number of points to the higher of the 2 stats just to make it easier. I saw that play too. I went to go see that as well. Actually, Peter and Boz, who are who are reviewing right now, also saw it with me. We have 3. So the way we're doing it is that none of them can be 0. That's part of the mechanics. The way we're doing it is it's a point-by system, and that's like really complicated with choices. The way it's gonna go is, so I guess that's a point for manipulation. So manipulation wins. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and okay, make him ugly. All right, so then this person is manipulation, charisma of 4, charisma of 5, manipulation of 4, appearance of 1. He's pretty ugly. All right, so we have done our primary attributes. So we gotta pick which one's gonna be secondary now. So physical. So between physical and mental, which category of attributes will be secondary? Physical or mental for secondary? Unfortunately, the mechanics do not allow him to have 0 appearance. Oh, sorry, them. Don't know what the gender is yet. But yes, the mechanics do not allow this character to have 0 appearance. Just not how it works. Physicals for secondary. Got 1 vote for physical to be secondary. 1 vote for physical, 1 vote for physical, 1 vote. Let's get physical. I wanna get physical. Let me hear your body. Votes that complicate matters. We're gonna go physical for secondary. Secondary, you do put points in, just fewer points. You put points into all of them, but it's the primary gets 7 points, the secondary gets 5 points, and the tertiary gets 3 points. I'm gonna have a little bit of agency in dividing those points up between the stats, because dividing the points in a voting system would be way too complicated. Because there's the choices, there's just too many choices there. It would just take too long and it'd be weird. So we get 2 physical, 2 mental. Okay, it is currently tied. There are people who haven't voted yet, so they could break the tie. Physical or mental for secondary? Where are we going with this, kids? This character is beginning to take shape, and this is an interesting. This could go worm tongue. I totally agree. Let's see how it goes. All right, so we're waiting on a tie-breaking vote. We got 2 votes for mental, 2 points for physical. For physical. The next vote will break the tie, and that will be the decision. Checking. I dropped something. I found a new one. I like to play with rubber bands. That's fun for me. It's fun for me to play with little bits of, I can't really see it. It's a little bit of a rubber band that snapped. I play with them. They make my hands feel good. Adventure time. Come on, grab your friends. Going to very distant lands. Jake the dog and Finn the human. The fun will never end. It's adventure time. Waiting for a tie-breaking vote. Waiting. That's a good point, Elaine. That's a very good point. Hi, Will. How's it going? I say hi back. I mean, I just said hi back, so. Making a character. This is making entertainment is weird. That is also true. Biff. Hey, butthead. Hello, McFly. Hello, McFly. Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here? My Biff's pretty good. I have a decent Biff. That's not a skill. Skateboarding is not a stat on this character sheet. Okay, so we're not getting a tie-breaking vote so far, but people seem relatively okay with physical. I'm going to make an executive decision just to keep things going along and go with physical for our secondary. Is everyone okay with that? This is The World of Darkness, made by White Wolf Studios. It's my favorite role-playing game. Currently, we're making a changeling, which is a type of fairy. Okay, so we're going with physical. Okay, so which should be the top stat? Strength, dexterity, or stamina? And here's actually the big question: do you want me to put points into every one, or do you want me to max out one, almost max out the other one? You know what I mean? Well, yeah. So which should be top? Strength, dexterity, or stamina? Stamina? We got 1 point for stamina. I don't know why it's showing your LinkedIn photo. I don't understand technology. I'm not some sort of technomancer. Or am I? I'm not. Or am I? I'm not. Or I'm not. I'm not. I don't know. Oh, 2 for stamina. 2 for stamina, 1 for strength. Because they picked the player race and they voted. There was voting. This is democracy, Clark. This is democracy. This is democracy. This is the first ever democratically elected RPG player character. This is a momentous day. Down with the technocracy. Down with them. Oh wait, it could have been Sons of Ether. Clark does not get that reference. The Sons of Ether are a playable faction in this game, and they're mad scientists. Technocracy are also mad scientists, but they're mean, and then the Sons of Ether are nice. That is a gross oversimplification, but, it explains it. The options right now are which will be the top stat: strength, dexterity, or stamina. Also, never mind. Elaine can see them now. We got 2 for stamina, 1 for strength. That is where we are at the voting right now. I'm going to let go, since there is one winner right now, I'm going to let the vote open for a few more seconds. If we don't get anything in a few seconds, then I'm going to close it and give it to stamina. Oh, 2 for, so it's tied now. All right, then we just need 1 tie-breaking vote, and that's it. All right. Okay. If we do not get a tiebreaker, then I will make an executive decision again. So we're gonna give it a few more seconds for a tiebreaker, and then if there's nothing, I'll make an executive decision. Think of me like the vice president. Think of me as the vice president. If I absolutely have to, I will break ties in the Senate, and then otherwise do nothing. Yeah, it's actually pretty accurate, just for my life in general. Just sitting around, watching cartoons, listening to music, occasionally breaking ties in the Senate, and we have strength. So we're going to max out. Do you want me to max out strength, or do you want me to leave some points for dexterity and stamina? Hi, totally different Clark. How's it going? You know what? I'm going to max out strength. I'm going to make that executive decision. This person is strang. So, now, we're to 9 viewers. This is great. So now, we got to pick which, we have 1 point left in physical. There's 1 point left. Is that point going to go to dexterity or stamina? Dexterity or stamina? Yes, max it out. Recap is we have maxed out the character strength. We've got more viewers. And now we have 1 point left for physical. We got 1 vote for Dex. 1 vote for Dex. Got 1 vote for Dex so far. We got 1 point left. We're either going to put it in dexterity or stamina. 2 votes for Dex. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. 3 votes for Dex. So Dex is well in the lead at this point. I don't know what to believe anymore, and I also don't really care that much. So keep on voting. 3 votes for Dex. 4 votes for Dex. Ooh. 5 votes for Dex. Oh, there's no way Dex can't win. So, Dex, it is. All right, we got one last one. Mental is by default the tertiary traits. Now, for the sake of expediency, we have 3 points for mental. I'm going to dump all 3 into whatever attribute you guys choose, because it's going to be faster. So, and also it's going to be a weirdly lopsided character, and that's going to be fun. So, here's the thing, guys. Pick which one is going to get all 3 points, because it's just going to be faster. So, pick which one. So, perception, intelligence, or wits. Which one is going to get all 3 points, get raised to 4 points, and the other 2 are just going to be at 1 like a dink. Perception, intelligence, or wits. 1 for wits. 1 for perception, 2 for perception. 2 for wits, 2 for wits. Got 2 for wits. 2 wits, 2 perception. Keep them coming, guys. And gals. And folks. You get it. Folks. Just say folks. Keep them coming, folks. Politics is not a mental attribute. It is a knowledge, which is a separate, which we're not there yet. So, we got 2 perception, 2 wits. Yeah, we jumped ahead in the process. 2 perception, 2... That's fair. That's fine. That's allowed. Everyone makes mistakes, Clark. Because when we going through... wits is reflexes and sort of a cunning, whereas intelligence is like, ability to process and store knowledge. Two perception, 2 wits. We need a tiebreaker. We need a tiebreaker. Will this person see a lot of stuff? Or will this person be very reflexive and clever? Who knows? Who knows, my friends? We will know soon. With a tie-breaking vote. A tie-breaking vote. A tie-breaking vote. A tie-breaking vote. I'm gonna check Facebook. Because I want to. No notifications, so I'm going back to the setup. Yeah. Perception. So which one is going to be, folks? Perception or wits? Or you could even vote for intelligence if you want to. Make this last longer. It's up to you. All right, so we're not currently getting any tie-breaking votes. So we got wits, perception, wits, and then no tie-breaking votes. Well, seeing as Clark mentioned wits, I think that is a perfectly reasonable reason to go all in on wits as my executive decision to keep this process along. This person is very witty. Hooray! Now we gotta move on to abilities. Abilities are what are called skills in most other RPGs. They're not called skills because skills are a specific subset of abilities. All right, this is where you get a lot more choices. It gets a little weird, so, I guess what we're gonna do is, all right, here's what we're gonna do. First things first, you gotta pick again. So there's 3 categories of abilities: talents, skills, and knowledges. You folks gotta pick which ones, which one is primary. Between talent, skills, and knowledges, pick which category will be primary. They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on this date with me. Which one's primary? The pickings have been lush, and yet before this evening is over, you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners. You might refuse to stay. And so the best that I can do is pray. Pick which category is primary. Pick which category is primary. Talent, skills, knowledges, you gotta pick one of them. Which category is primary? A lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair. If you don't pick a category, which one's gonna be primary? Lady doesn't wander all over the room and abstain from picking a primary category. So let's make are people leaving because I'm singing Sinatra? I mean, it was originally Guys and Dolls, but I was specifically singing the Sinatra arrangement. I'm a nerd. If you hadn't noticed by me making a character on live video. All right, so people, gotta pick one while you're thinking. So which one? Talent, skills, or knowledges? Which one's primary? Which one's secondary? Which one's tertiary? I hope I didn't just pad your decision by pointing to them as I said them in order. That was not my intention. Is there an issue with the stream? There seems to be no issue with the stream. Oh! Here's my problem. The issue was on my end. So sorry, folks. For some reason, the chat stopped working for me. I apologize so much. Hi, Noelle. I am so sorry. Okay, I am so sorry, folks. My bad. The chat stopped working for me a while ago. I'm now looking at the chat on YouTube, which is still working. So, my bad. First of all, as people voted, I am dumping all those points into perception instead. I am so sorry for that, people. It won't happen again. Yes. My bad. Okay. So we have fixed the problem. Technology is a harsh... Okay, so... Let's see. So we got talents, got a knowledge. So now we're back into the game. We got powers, talents, knowledges. Another talents. Talents wins. Talents is our primary category. Again, hold on. Maybe if I comment. Hello. That did nothing. What? Fudge? Okay, that's weird. The chat is not working for me on the video, so I am just going to ignore that, and I am going to, whatever. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to ignore that, and I'm just going to use the chat here on YouTube. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, so now that we're back on track, fixing the technical issues, now that's back on track. So now talents is going to be our primary of abilities. Woof, woof, woof. I feel silly now. And we lost a couple people, and I feel bad about that. But we must move forward into the future, says French John. So now, the way it's going to work is I know how the points are going to spread out. So basically, I want y'all to pick 3 talents that you want to have high points and 1 talent you're going to have low points. Talents are alertness, athletics, brawl, dodge, empathy, intimidation, kenning, which is the ability to detect magic, persuasion, streetwise, and subterfuge. So everyone pick 3 of them that you want to be rated high and 1 of them that you want to be rated low. It's an easier way to spread this stuff out, in my opinion. Okay. Yes. I'm going to type in the chat real quick because I'm not seeing anything's coming in, and I don't want to double check if that's a technical error. Okay, so we want athletics, empathy, and streetwise high. That's a vote from Peter. So high athletics, alertness, intimidation, low empathy. All right, okay, I'm going to look over all these now. Okay, so votes, we got a high vote for athletics, empathy, and streetwise. Got higher vote for brawl, dodge, streetwise. A high for brawl, dodge, empathy. So it's currently 2 streetwise, 2 empathy, 2 brawl, 2 dodge. High for athletics, so 2 for athletics. Then you got alertness, subterfuge, intimidation low. Got empathy high, empathy's in the lead, athletics high, dodge. All right, so I think athletics, empathy, and dodge are all going to be high. That seems to be the way the votes are going. Please, if you think I'm counting wrong, please correct me. But it looks like, so we got, so the high votes got 1, 2, 3. Yes, it seems that athletics, dodge, and empathy will be our high stats. All right, so athletics, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then our low stats, what we got? So for lows, we got alertness, streetwise, intimidation, kenning, empathy, intimidation. All right, so intimidation will be the low. Excellent. So glad we sorted out all of those issues. All right, so next one, pick between skills and knowledges for secondary. Skills and knowledges go together like pills and colleges. This, I tell ya, brother. Methylphenidate is a better choice for study aids than Adderall. I forgot what Adderall is called. We got 1 for knowledges and 1 for skills. 1 for knowledges and 1 for skills. 1 for knowledges and 1 for skills. I'm on a Sinatra kick right now. It's weird. 2 for skills, 1 for knowledges. Let's see how this keeps going. If you're just joining us, people are voting on my next starting level player character in World of Darkness. But I don't think anyone's just joining us. I think all the people who've been watching for a while are currently watching, which is fine. All right, so we currently have 2 votes for skills, 1 vote for knowledges. If we don't get any new voting in the next few seconds, I am going to close voting. All right, it looks like I'm not seeing anything new. I'm going to give it a few more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an 8, and a 9, and a 10, and 11, and a 12, 13, 14. That's called the Numbers song. The lyrics took me a very long time to think of. Yeah, boy, as Tessa said. Yeah, boy. Okay, so we're going to go with skills then. Skills will be secondary. So here's how the voting for skills is going to work. Pick 3 skills. Just pick 3. The options are crafts, drive, etiquette, firearms, leadership, melee, performance, security, stealth, and survival. So just vote for 3 skills that you want. So, yes, Tessa, I do know that it is your catchphrase. It's quite a good catchphrase. But yes, so, just to reiterate, of the skills, pick 3 of them that you want. So we got a vote for stealth, a vote for leadership, and a vote for security. A vote for survival, a vote for drive, and a vote for etiquette. Excuse me. A vote for stealth, a vote for melee, and a vote for survival. So currently, and I forgot. Okay, so let's see: stealth, leadership, security, etiquette, leadership, performance, survival, drive, etiquette, stealth, drive, stealth, melee, survival. So currently, 1, 2. So leadership has 2. Stealth has 3. Etiquette has 2. Survival has 2. All right, looks like leadership, etiquette, and survival. Survival has 2, stealth has 2, etiquette has 2. Stealth has 3, etiquette has 2. I'm sorry, guys, I'm bad at this. So 1, 2, 3 for stealth, 1, 2 for leadership, 1 for security, 1, 2 for etiquette, 1, 2 for survival. So stealth is a clear winner. So stealth is going to get 3 points. And then it is a bit of a tie between leadership, etiquette, and survival for the other 2 spots. I guess going to do a bit of a runoff. Betwixt the 3, just vote again. Everyone... So everyone basically, the options are leadership, etiquette, or survival. Everyone pick 2 of those that you prefer. Oh, etiquette also had... Oh, did I miss an etiquette? Oh, you're right. Okay, I'm so sorry. Whoa. My bad. I made a huge mistake. Okay, so stealth and etiquette are both in there. Thank you, Nathan, for correcting my count. Thank you so much for that. We almost had a betrayal of our democratic system. I was almost going to pull Debbie Wasserman. I was almost going to Wasserman you guys. I'm so sorry. All right, so then everyone between leadership and survival, pick the one that you want. So between leadership and survival, pick 1. So 1 for leadership, 1 for survival, 1 for leadership. Yes, Father.
How do you know it's me?
I am entertaining and educating.
Because I'm the only one who knocks.
That is also true.
I love you.
All right, so we got 2 for leadership, 1 for survival. I am going to give it a few more seconds, but if no one else votes after, I'm gonna give it 10 seconds. Although there's a bit of a lag, isn't there? So that actually doesn't really work. Well, I'll wait for a little bit, a little bit longer. If no one else mucks stuff up, we're gonna go with leadership. Oh, okay. Oh, it's switching over to survival now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. This is going to be a complicated person. All right. Well, if everyone's seeming very survival-y, let's just go with survival. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. All right, and finally, knowledges. So these are the knowledges: computers, enigmas. Enigmas is basically a cheat for solving puzzles. Ignore gray mare. Well, no, actually, no. Sorry. Go with gray mare, because I actually don't know what rules the next GM I'm going to be playing with are going to use. So, computer is computers, enigmas is puzzles, gray mare is fairy folklore, investigation, law, linguistics, lore is non-fairy folklore, medicine, politics, and science. Everyone pick 1 high and 1 low. All right, so we got 1 for medicine. I'm assuming medicine, you want that to be your high. 1 high and 1 low. Gray mare high, law low. Medicine high, computers low. Those are the 2 options we got right now. Two votes. Making a character on by voting. Voting for player characters that I will, at one point in my life, have to play, and it'll be weird and wonderful. Low computers, so we've got 2 for low computers. One for high gray mare. 10 to 15 seconds of lag. Thank you so much for that. That is actually very useful. All right, so far it looks like we're going to have high gray mare, low computers, unless we get a few more votes. Oh, we got 1 for high medicine. So gray mare and medicine are competing for the high spot. Computers has it locked for the low spot at the moment. A tiebreaker could be what we need in this world right now to survive. I should also let everyone know, actually, that's actually a good idea. All right, I'm gonna hold on a second. Okay, I'm just gonna do something on Facebook. All right, let's check in on the chat. All right, so we have right now. So I'm gonna make a decision here. Computers is in the low spot, locked in. And right now it is between medicine and gray mare. So which one's getting the high spot, medicine or gray mare? Please pick. Please pick. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, medicine. We're going to go with it then. High medicine. High medicine. That one's done. All right. So, backgrounds. Backgrounds has a lot of choice. A lot of choices in backgrounds. So we are going to, so I'm going to, again, limit the choice a bit just for the sake of expediency. So first of all, I want you all to pick. Are we going to have, what's it again? It's 2. So we're going to have, so backgrounds are like special things that your character gets to just sort of, they're like resources they can draw upon, like, stuff they have. So I want y'all to decide, are we going to have 2 backgrounds, 3 backgrounds? So we have 7 points for backgrounds. They're rated from 1 to 5. To make the dividing the points easier, are we going to have 2 backgrounds, 3 backgrounds, or 4 backgrounds? Depending on how many backgrounds we pick, I know how the points are going to spread out just to make it easier. But yeah, so we're going to have 2, 3, or 4. Give me a number, 2, 3, or 4. Hello, Father. How are you? I got 1 vote for 2 backgrounds. 1 vote for 3 backgrounds. 1 vote. So I got 2 votes for 3, 2 votes for 2. Dang. Let's see. I'm gonna send that out. All right, gotta check in the chat again. So we got 2 votes for 2, 2 votes for 3. Back up to 6 viewers. Woot woot! All right, so we're choosing 6th viewer if you're just joining us. Are we gonna have 2 backgrounds, 3 backgrounds, or 4 backgrounds? Right now it is the tie between there's 2 votes. All right, so we have 3 votes for 2. For the sake of expediency, I am now calling the vote, because that just makes things easier on me personally. So 2 backgrounds. 1 background will have 5 points, and 1 background will have 2 points. I'm going to open up the list of backgrounds. We are just using this top list here, because way too much shit here. So I want everyone to, so here are the options. Allies. They're just like people who will help you out in a pinch. Chimera is a little magical animal that only you can see that helps you out. Contacts is people you can go to for information. Dreamers are humans who you can draw magical energy from. Holdings is a magical, like, sort of fairy glen that you can go to. It's sort of in a pocket dimension. A mentor is a more powerful fairy who will help you out. Remembrance is how much you remember of your past lives. Resources is money, money, money. A retinue are human or at higher levels, slightly superhuman people who will like help you, like who are like your servants. Title is rank in fairy society, and treasures are enchanted items. So, of these options, allies, chimera, contacts, dreamers, holdings, mentor, remembrance, resources, retinue, title, and treasures, pick 1 high and 1 low. And while you're doing that, I'm going to look at Facebook. Oh, wait, hold on, that's in the wrong spot. No, shoot. I made a mistake. I made so many mistakes. All right, check in the chat again. So we got 1 for high. So we got 1 for high treasure, 1 for low chimera, 1 for high chimera, 1 for low holdings, 1 for high holdings, 1 for low title, 1 for retinue high, 1 for treasures low. This is all over the place. That's all right. Okay, so high treasure, low chimera, low holdings, high holdings, low title, and high retinue, low treasures are the votes we have right now. So I'm gonna make a vivid executive decision again for the sake of expediency. I'm gonna say that out of all of them, let's see, 1, 2, Oh, high holdings, low treasure. Okay. All right, so we got 2 for low treasure. And, all right, so low treasure is guaranteed. That's happening. 1, 2. So we just got to pick our high now. Let's see. So right now, the highs we have right now, so that's out. So we have a high chimera, high holdings, and high retinue. I'm going to make those the 3 we're going to choose from for the sake of expediency. So please, twixt the 3 of them, which would you prefer? Chimera, holdings, or retinue for our high? I'm going to check the chat. I'm not looking at the chat right now. I'm doing a bit of a thing, but I will double check the chat. All right, so we got 2 for Chimera. Oh, 3. Okay. Okay, so Chimera is winning. So this little guy is getting a 5-point Chimera. That is going to be fun. Going to do a little thing here. I'm going to do a little thing here, and then I'll put those points in, and then we will move on. Oh. Shoot, sorry. Made a little mistake there. Why not? Send it out to everybody. All right, so just trying to invite some more folks, keep things going. So, all right, so we are, you may absolutely do the drawing, Tessa, if you wish. So this person is going to get a 5-point Chimera. All right, next is arts. They're the magic spells that fairies know. So here's the first question. Will this character at starting have 1 art, 2 arts, or 3 arts? That's going to narrow things down, I think. Make it easier. Oh, you know, I will. Yeah, I'm going to do that right now, actually, Elaine. That's a really good idea. So for anyone who's just joining us, I am crowdsourcing an RPG character. Basically, right now I'm in a weekly World of Darkness game. At some point in the future, I may need to make a new character from scratch. And so I'm crowdsourcing that next character I play to the people of the world. So my character is a changeling. My character is a changeling, so they're a fairy soul in a human body. My character belongs to the Unseelie Court, meaning they're all gothic and tortured and wild. They are an orchid, which means they're sheltered and a little spoiled. They're a wretch, which means they're self-loathing. They're a grump, which means they're old as fuck. They're a slua, which means they're an underground slug monster person who trades in secrets. I love Yanis too. It may not even be in the Monday game. This might be, in a different game. I just next time I have to do a starting from scratch WoD character, this is the one I'm going to use. This person is super strong and mildly dexterous and not very tough, incredibly charismatic, fairly manipulative, and ugly as sin. Very perceptive, not very smart, not very witty. Pretty athletic, pretty dodgeful, pretty empathetic. Pretty, not very intimidating, but still kind of. Good with etiquette, good with stealth, good with survival in the woods, kind of good with computers, very good with medicine. All right, so far, and then, of course, the character has a minor enchanted item and a major enchanted creature. So, going along, we got 2 votes for 2, 1 vote for 1. All right, well, again, for the sake of expedience, since no one else is flooding here with votes, I'm going to go ahead and call it at 2 arts. 2 arts. So then we got to pick the art. So here's the list of arts. Not all of these will be options. For a few reasons, that's too many options, and also some of these just aren't good. So ignore this. Option 1, chicanery. It's illusions. Option 2, Chronos. It's time magic. Ignore this. Option 3, legerdemain. Telekinesis and conjuring. Ignore this. Naming is true names. Ignore this. Primal is shapeshifting and nature magic. Ignore this. Soothsay is luck, powers, and seeing the future. Sovereign is like basically telling people and objects like what to do and like laying down the law metaphysically. And Wayfarer is travel. So to recap, your options are chicanery, which is illusions, Chronos, time magic, legerdemain, telekinesis and conjuring, naming, true names, primal, shapeshifting, and nature magic. Soothsay is luck and seeing the future. Sovereign is telling stuff what to do. And Wayfarer is travel. Pick one to be high and one to be low. Let's see. Okay, if anyone's just joining us, we are so Chronos high, primal low, Wayfarer high, chicanery low. Chronos high, primal low. Chronos primal is actually doing pretty well. Ooh, goodness, that's a setup right there. Soothsayer naming, okay. So far, Chronos primal in the lead. All right, well, if I don't get any new votes that rock the boat in the next few seconds, then we are going to call it. So, counting. I'm counting. Just sending out some invites, get people to watch the show. Watching the show. Gonna get people to watch the show. Okay, check the game one more time. Okay, so there's been no new votes. So Chronos high, primal low. That's how we're gonna play this game. Chronos high, 1, 2, primal low. I guess so. Let's see, where's primal? Okay, Chronos high, primal low. All right. So now, realms, changelings, they're very interesting in the World of Darkness magic system because their ability to target something is independent of the spells they know. They actually have skills in their targets. That's their realms. The targets are actor. That is what targets non-fairy humanoid creatures. Fae, which is what targets any fairy creatures. That's fine. That's A-okay. Getting sidetracked. So he's actor. So we're just picking stats now. Actor is what allows them to target non-fairy humanoid creatures. Fae is what allows them to target fairy creatures. Nature allows them to target natural phenomena and animals. Prop allows them to target crafted items. Scene allows them to turn their spells into area effects. And time allows them to give their effects, their spells a time delay. Scene and time, for the most part, don't work unless you put points in the others, except for some really weird stuff. But you can get creative with it. But generally, you want to have at least 1 point in one of the others to have those two work. So you have 5 points for realms. I guess the fairest way to do this would be: do we want 1 realm, 2 realms, or 3 realms? So if we're going to do just 1 realm, it's going to go all in on that realm. If we do 2 realms, it's going to split 3-2. And if we do 3 realms, it's going to split 2-1. So do we want 1 realm, 2 realms, or 3 realms? So we're good. So we're 1 for 2, 1 for 1, 1 for 1. Another 1 for 2. Okay, that's the same vote. I almost dropped the camera. The world would have ended. No. Ooh. All right, I'm going to go back to the chat, see where we are. All right. So far we got 1 vote for 2 and 2 votes for 1. Oh no, we're losing viewers at a breakneck pace. Oh no! Whatever. It happens. I can invite people as we go. That's awesome. Oh, actually, that sounds fun. All right, going back to the chat. All right, well, no one's voted in a few seconds. I'm going to give it a few more seconds, and if no one else... Nathan took... Nathan? It was Nathan! Someone contact the Baja Men! They've been searching for the perpetrator for years! And it was Nathan! It was Nathan! The Baja Men need to know! They need to know that Nathan let the dogs out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nathan, let the dogs out. So we got 2 votes for 1, 1 vote for 2. All right, well, we're going to need a tiebreaker. So someone please come along with a tiebreaker, and if you don't, then you don't. But, but please do. That would be great. Hold on a second. I'm sending out some invitations. Hold on 1 second. Yes. I just got told to be quiet. So I'm gonna be quiet, I guess. Alright. So I got 2 votes for 1, and 1 vote for, and 2 votes for 2. Alright, we're gonna need a tiebreaker pretty soon. Hopefully we'll get a tiebreaker pretty soon. I'm really quiet now. Really, really quiet. I'm sending out new invites to try and bring people into the chat. Have to need so many tiebreakers. Did I already send that out? I did. I'm not doing that. I'll do that though. Alright, I'll check the chat in a second. I'm not looking at the chat right now, but I will in a second. And then we'll see. Unfortunately, I have to be. Alright, so far there's no tiebreaker yet. Switch to 2? Okay. Switch to 2. We're doing 2 realms. All right, we're doing 2 realms. So, folks, just pick 1 high realm and 1 low realm. Do it up. Do it up. Pick a high realm. Pick a low realm. Pick a high realm. Pick a low realm. Pick a high. It's fine. You laugh whatever you want. It's a free chat. It's a free chat. For anyone who's just joining us, we are by democratic vote creating a World of Darkness player character for me to use at some point in the future in a game as a starting level character. Going back to the chat. Okay. So right now we're in the process of picking the character's realms. The realm options, for those who don't know, are Actor, which allows you to target humans, or any non-fairy humanoids. Fae, which allows you to target fairies and fairy creatures. Nature, which allows you to target natural phenomena and animals. Prop, which allows you to target crafted items. Scene, which gives your magic an area effect. And Time, which gives it a delayed reaction. So please pick a high realm and a low realm. Okay, so right now we're doing high actor, low fae. That is of the okay. I'm gonna repeat the realms one more time. I can't tell if Elaine said that before or after I repeated them, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Actor, fae, nature, prop, scene, time. Actor targets non-fairy humanoids. Fae targets fairies and fairy-related creatures. Prop, nature targets natural phenomena and animals. Prop targets crafted items. Scene gives your powers an area effect. And time allows you to add a delayed reaction. I'm now looking on Facebook. Because I can. Because I must. No, just because I can. Well, it's really just because of can. Alright, and then we're going to check the chat again. Okay, so far, the most consensus we have is high actor, low fae. For the sake of time, we're going to go with that. 2, 3. Elaine, high prop, low time actually sounds like a wonderful spread, but more people voted for high actor, low fae. So that's what we're going to go with. Awesome. Alrighty then. So, glamour, willpower, and banality are all derived stats. Actually, we'll do those later because I need to look up how they work, and they're not very interesting. Well, okay, so now we pick... Now, an option is merits and flaws. There's a lot of merits and flaws to choose from. And it's going to be hard to... Yeah, these are all things... That's too many choices for here. And then there's freebie points, and freebie points is a little bit hard to turn into easy binary choices because you get 15 freebie points to just sort of, increase any stats you want that already exist. That's a little bit too hard to do in a voting system, so I think I will allow myself to do that on my own separately. So, folks, we have finished the character stats as far as we can reasonably vote. Now, there are 2 more things that we are going to choose. We're not taking paraplegic with 4 amputations. Yeah, I'm doing the extras myself. 5... I'm not. Oh, Ginger, I don't think because of only 5 people voting won't work. I think that the more people you have, the harder merits and flaws would be. Because, all right, you know what? I'm gonna dump all. You know what, Nathan? Do you want me to dump all freebie points into gaining telekinesis? Cause I'll do that. Do you want me to do that? Do you want me to do that? Because I'll do that. Well, okay. While that question is being answered, we have 2 final choices to choose. And this is where things are going to get a little more creative. Actually, 3 final choices to choose. Not just 2, 3. Actually, no, 4 final choices. There are 4 final choices to choose. This is the creative section of the vote. Because now we got to decide certain things that aren't stats, that aren't binary stats. Okay, so first of all my freebie points are being dumped into telekinesis, into legerdemain. So let's see. I'm going to assume 7 flaws, which I'll pick myself later. So that goes 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22, 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. He's got 2 freebie points left over, and I'm going to put those in... he's really good at empathy. I made that decision. I get to choose that one. Last 2 freebie points. Anyway, so he's going to have 7 points with the flaws, no merits. That's how it's going to work. We're not starting with name yet. First, actually, I want to ask, what character, sorry, hold on a second. First, I would like to ask the character's gender. What gender should this character be? This is not, as we free-thinking people know, that is not a binary decision, even slightly. But, I usually go along a gender binary when I pick characters, just because it's what I'm used to in my life. But, I'm open. So we got females, just say gender, whatever gender springs to mind. I'll do my very best to roleplay if it's something I'm not particularly used to, whatever, man. So we got 1 vote for female character. 1 vote for female character. Keep the votes coming. But 1 vote for female character. 1 vote for female character. 1 vote for female character. But yes, let's pick the character's gender. Again, this is not strict. This is not stuck to the traditional Western gender binary. You can name any gender you want, and I will roleplay that gender. Okay. So we got another one. We got 1 for female. Got 1 for female, but all right. So we're going 1 for female, 1 for Ginger. Is that you? Just going with female? Okay. So we got. All right. So we got female. We got Ginger. Are you suggesting a trans man, or are you suggesting just a very masculine woman? Then we got agender and non-binary. I'll go with any of those. The reason I'm asking Ginger is that if you're going for trans man, that's going to be a separate... The way I say that is weird, because I kind of put an accent on man. If you're looking for someone who's okay, so we got 4 different choices so far. All right, so of those 4, actually, I'm not familiar with the term agender, so I'm going to look that up so I know what the word means. A term which can be later translated as without gender. It can either as non-binary gender identity or as a statement of having a gender identity. So Elaine, just for clarity's sake, do you mean agender as non-binary, or do you mean agender as being like without gender, sort of like fully androgynous? I guess is the way I am. I'm thinking based on my very quick looking it up. It sounds like agender is either used to apply. Okay. All right, so I think non-binary is winning. So this character will be of non-binary gender. Sounds great to me. Then we're going to go with that. So they are a they. I'm just going to go with Google some stuff. All right. Sweet. So I'm going to look that up later, get some stuff. Okay, so this character is of non-binary gender. And then finally, pick their name, please. And here's the creative part. I want whoever wants to give this character a name just to give a name. And then after everyone who feels like giving a name has given a name, then everyone vote for the name they like most that is not theirs. So everyone who wants to name the character, type out a name. And then once everyone who wants to has typed out a name, everyone can then vote for the name they like best that is not theirs. Eterna Mars is Ginger's submission for the character's name. Samarlin the Great is... I'm going to veto the Great only because that does not fit with the Wretch legacy. But Samarlin we'll go with. Sigurd Sigurdsson. Okay, so then I'll wait for a few more seconds if Elaine is still watching and wants to think of a name. And then if we don't get a name, and then I'm gonna put it up to the final vote. All right, so then we got Eterna Mars, Samarlin, and Sigurd Sigurdsson. So everyone vote for their favorite that they did not write. You can vote more than once if you wish. For different ones. You can't vote more than once for the same choice. But you can pick more than one. So you can say, if someone wanted to vote for all 3, they can, if they wish. So we got 1 vote for Sigurd Sigurdsson. 1 vote for Samarlin. 1 vote for Samarlin. And 1 vote for Eterna. So Samarlin wins. So Samarlin. Okay, so Samarlin, the unseelie grump slua of, with... I will tell you right now, Samarlin's stats aren't that great because the arts do have associated attributes, and Samarlin does not have high attributes. Charisma is associated with Kronos, so they're good there. But for Primal and the Zero Domain, it's stamina and I believe... No, it's stamina and dexterity. So dexterity they're okay with, but stamina not so much. But, whatever. It'll be fun to play. We'll make it work. Samarlin's going to have some problems. Samarlin's not going to be using a whole lot of magic. The magic's going to be an action of last resort for Samarlin. So yeah, we're all done. So the last thing to do would be to pick the treasure and chimera. That can be a little nebulous. Just because it's more than just picking a name. It's legit. So I'm gonna reserve those choices for myself. And yeah. So otherwise, the character is done, and we have finished the live thing. And I think that was very successful, if not incredibly long. So I think that I will do these sorts of things again in the future, and hopefully do it shorter. So thank you all so much for joining me on this fine and lovely evening, and I hope to see you all again in the future.